Tonight, in Fight of the Century, we take a look at one of the most controversial heavyweight bouts in the history of boxing. The so-called racial revenge bout between Gentleman Jim Cook, the Torquay stylist, and Dudley Moon, the so-called Dagenham Dodger.
The year 1890. At Ascot, the Aga Khan wins the Derby, a surprise to many of the horses who had entered. They win a thrilling FA Cup final. And in faraway Munich, Germany, a young man has not yet been born. His name, Adolf Hitler.
The Dodger had sworn to avenge the white race. For years he had taunted his opponent with the charge of being both a coward and a Negro. When it was pointed out that his opponent was white, he retorted, "White Negroes are the worst kind." The champion was supremely confident and only trained lightly for the night. He has now to teach his opponent a boxing lesson over 2001 rounds. Came the day of the fight, and the Dodger is the first to arrive. Hatred is written all over his face. The champion, serenely calm, towers over his seconds as he makes his way towards the weigh-in. The Dodger... the gentleman. At the weigh-in, the Dodger, still spouting his defiance, comes in at 3 stone 2. The champion is at his best fighting weight, 18 stone 3, radiating confidence. The Dodger is the first to enter the ring. Just look at him, a bundle and malignant rage as he flaunts his minute size and Latin ability to the crowd. Skipping and dancing, in rage and hatred, repulsive sight. And now the champion, a majestic figure, enters the ring. Ignoring the furious taunts of his puny opponent, referee Jim Stoddard pulls them together, warns the Dodger against fighting at all in the face of such tremendous odds. The champion easily holds on to defend the command of the Dodger. The question that raised on everybody's lips, could the inferior height, weight, reach and ability of the challenger prevail against the greater size, strength and skill of the champion? On the face of it, the answer seems to be no. There seems always to be a measure of desperation about the Dodger's tactics, even in these opening minutes. Proof of his opponent's superior reach. But his ingenuity begins to show itself in a few moments, as, at last, he begins to make skillful use of the ropes. There we see him beginning to tie up his larger opponent. The referee not altogether certain of these tactics. It is now by the trend of the fight. The round continues with the champion taking on control. The Dodger just can't cope with the ability and skill of the Torquay stylist. Make hold there, but the champion can easily deal with it. He pummels his opponent, left, right to the body, and the challenger is in trouble, and is only saved by the gong. Dagenham Dodger saved by the gong in the first round, but still very game and eager for a fight. The champion is a baronet from Devon. His hobbies are painting and good works. The challenger hails from Dagenham and uses his spare time for wife-beating. The second round follows the pattern of the first. Despite the Dodger's unorthodox tactics, the champion is in complete control. To the onlookers, he seems to be toying with his opponent. Night falls as round 93 begins. But still the champion continues to punish his diminutive opponent. Can the Dodger pull anything out of the bag? No. The round 2000 showed the change in the Dodger's tactics. Even so, his tremendous weakness and inability seem to be exacting their toll. Indeed, the end is near. After the fatal round 2001, will the champion keep his promise? The answer seems to be yes. Controversy still rages over the knockout punch. Was it a flick or was it a shot? We shall never know. But the moral of the fight is clear. A good big un will always beat a rotten little one.